And welcome to Hearth Hammer, the family-friendly D&D show. And guys, we've had 2 weeks since we've kind of been in our main campaign. I mean, we were kind of in our main campaign last week, but we had a little side quest for May the 4th, little Star Wars themed. Took you guys a while to catch on to that, but it was fun. How are you guys doing today?
Oh, great, man. Doing great.
Fantastic.
Good.
Fantastic. We have the full crew here. Super exciting. So we are going to jump in and get started. Once again, welcome. If you're joining us live, we appreciate it. If you are watching on YouTube or listening to the podcast, we are glad that you're here with us, and we hope you enjoy it because we really enjoy being here. Today is episode 18. If you missed our last show, YouTube is up to date. The podcast, because of some technical difficulties, is still being edited because my power went out in the middle of a show. So it was good times. But you can catch our podcast in all the major places, or you can find it on anchor.fm/hearthandhammer. And don't forget, the live show does happen on Tuesdays at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. For the time being, it's possible we may change it, but we'll let you know if we do. So be sure to hit that follow button. Hit subscribe on YouTube. We need more subscriptions so we can get that custom URL, people. So clickety-click, okay? Also, go follow all of our fine people. Go follow Dr. Heels, Reborn Crusader, and Austin LCG, and Colin and Noah. We'll have links to their stuff here and talk about it after the show as well. Also, as always, we're using amazing music and effects from Monument Studios. Go check it out at monumentstudios.net for deep discounts on royalty-free D&D and other tabletop RPG music and sound effects. They're amazing. They actually have created a new app that is a soundboard, and you can do all sorts of sound and volume mixing for the music and the sound effects right in their app. I think it's like $5 a month. It's way cheaper than Soundscape. So you should check it out. All right, well, let's play our intro and get into the recap. What do you guys say?
Let's do it.
Do it. All right.
Sweet. Also, I didn't say it, but I'm Seth, also known as White Fox. I always forget to introduce myself. But we're glad you're here. So, all right, let's go. All right. Well, last time on Hearth and Hammer, the heroes met with Grim Flinthead, Brackle's Graytrader Union contact, and the person responsible for preparing the shipment of goods heading to Hupperduke in order to establish trade with the Hearth and Hammer. He arranged to have the shipment ready in a few days' time and asked the adventurers to take care of a task in the meantime. A troop of mysterious white leather-clad soldiers and their leader had stepped into a power vacuum left by the destruction of the Iron Shepherds. After routing the roving squads of Tempest Troops and surviving the encounter with their Dark Lord, thanks to a timely intervention of the elusive Duke Cloudbreaker, the party find themselves in the middle of a battle cleanup. So, you all are standing there at the end, on the eastern side of Shady Creek Run, in a small town square, and the Dark Lord has blinked away and Duke Cloudbreaker has said his farewells and mysteriously vanished. And you are left with the remnants of this battle. As soon as you finish that battle, you see from basically the alleys and stuff behind you, you see the taskers start pouring in, like they were waiting for it to end, basically, and they start rounding up the troopers that are there. They start clearing away the troopers that were taken out by your party. And one of the taskers comes up to you and says, "Oh there, you guys have cleared out this section of the city. We do appreciate it. We've been having trouble with this lot. So you guys took them all out by yourselves."
Well, of course we did.
Hey.
Majority of them, yes.
Okay, all right. Well, heels roll for deception.
Except for that Cloudbreaker.
You don't want me to.
Oh, okay. That would be a 19.
Nice. He's like, "Oh, very good, very good." And their leader, that Lord something or other, I don't remember his name, but man, he really tore into us when we tried to remove him from this area.
Hey, everyone was smashed him with me hammer.
He's tough, but nothing for the heels of Huppaduke.
That's right.
Well, you said the heroes of Huppaduke?
I'm just here for me money.
Yes, sir.
For your money?
I
You're
don't
here
know
in this
what he's
square
talking
for your
about.
money?
We don't really talk to him. He just
We're
says things.
We're traveling adventurers.
I clean things up for people.
We're
He's
just
much
Okay.
like a maid sometimes, otherwise just a street sweeper. Likes to clean
Yes.
things.
Well, there's a lot of streets that need to be cleaned here in Shady Creek. But we'll take care of this from here. And you see, as you watch, like I said, the taskers are, rounding up the troops that are left, the ones that you had put to sleep, and that were like still just kind of there. They're quickly putting shackles on them and taking them off.
Actually, speaking of street sweeping, there's some soot and ash over that direction that you might want to take care of.
That was the halfling's job there.
Yes.
He says, "Oh, all right, good to know. Good to know.
Yes.
All right. Well,
Hey, so watch
unless you need
yourself,
anything, we're gonna take care of this. Appreciate your service."
Can I go collect the 10 short swords that they had and just wear them around on my belt, just like a skirt of short swords?
I would
Back to being a
say
klepto.
roll an investigation check.
He's like, there's loot on the ground, must pick it up.
That's a solid 6.
Okay, you're able to find one short sword. The rest they are, like I said, there was a bunch of troopers. There's probably an equal amount of taskers at this point, but they are, like they knew or heard that this was going down, and they came in to basically clean up and retake this part of the city, knowing that they were trying to get, those former Imperials were here, kind of taking over a little space for themselves. So.
Aye, so they owe us one.
It does sound that way.
It would be
Perhaps we favor in the town.
you could always try to collect on that.
Aye. We will the
Was there any sort of bounty on anyone from this group?
I'll take it from here, Halfling. Yeah, we'll go ahead and accept the payment of eradicating these Imperials from this space as we continue to go around and clean up this city.
He's not there. He left.
Good one.
Oh.
Yeah, you
He-
really got
he
talking
walked
about
off.
all again, I see.
I don't believe I
Oh,
wanted
he's
to talk
gone.
to you.
Yeah,
Well,
he
we should
walked off.
probably go follow up and
Hey, who's
collect
the guy I
some
broke
sort
the
of bounty.
chairs in front of? That's who we need to talk to.
I don't believe he wants us back.
He was
Somebody-
really good friends with
Somebody roll an intelligence check.
That was
I'll do it with my
me.
intelligence.
Not me.
Okay.
You don't
I say none of us are smart.
13.
Okay. You're pretty sure he didn't offer to pay you for this.
I know Graham did not.
I don't think he
This
offered.
is
to pay.
also
Nobody
a-
offers to
right?
pay, but there's always a value in what we do.
Look,
Okay,
in a town
just-
like this, they probably don't have a lot of gold to be able to pay for certain things like this. But there is.
I don't necessarily mean
They
need
might
gold
have
hard.
goons.
Perhaps
Exactly.
they could
I
pay
I
for
need
information.
information.
Favor, information, and possibly some black market type weapons and would be something that
I
they
agree.
would be possibly interested in. So there might be some persuasion involved.
That's what we got you, Bard, and your gold tongue for.
It's true.
Let's find someone to talk to then.
Okay. So
Here's information.
you're gonna.
What
Where are you
time
going
is
from
it
here?
now?
You insisted on going back and sleep. So it's about probably early afternoon.
Can we
Okay.
take a short rest here?
Yeah, I mean you can sit
I-
down.
I
You
don't
can
need
sit
a
down
short
and
rest.
watch them, kind of clean up and herd the remaining captives away if you wanted to. It'd be about an hour.
Let's do a short rest.
All right.
Okay.
Well, give
So
me
go
the
ahead and
back
mark
my
short rest,
shoulder.
and you can use some hit dice if you are looking at your character sheets. Should be able to roll for getting some health back. Oh, speaking of health, we
I
forgot
was
to do
wondering when we were
something.
gonna do it. I didn't want to break up your storytelling there.
Actually,
I've been itching. I get to roll a D10.
We'll do it at the break.
Okay.
Ooh, that's return to full hit points for me.
I
right.
didn't take any damage, so I was kind
I
of.
was
True.
healed up. Yeah, I had 4 temp hit points.
Awesome. Yeah, I think Duke actually healed you guys before he left.
Oh, yeah, he did. He did.
So
I was just trying to
I
get
still
some.
had a little, but now I have all my key points back. So
Yep.
I don't
There
know.
you go.
Thanks. It didn't give me anything back.
Yeah, I don't get spell slots back for a short rest.
I get my key points back. So
Yeah.
okay.
I get spell slots back in Bardic.
All right.
No,
So
I don't get
you
spell slots back.
you all take. No, you don't. Most do not. Okay. So you all sit around in the shade there, kind of just wrapping any wounds and kind of dusting off some of the sweat and dirt and blood from battle, and you go but it takes them about an hour to clear out the remainder of the square here, and you are left alone. There's a few people start coming back in to the square. People who are taking advantage of the opportunity of only a few taskers that are left that look like a couple pairs of them start going off in opposite directions, patrolling the now empty streets around this area. So
Okay, what do you guys say we head back to? Was it Grim?
I believe it's Grim, yes.
Grim. Mhm.
Grim Flinthead. That's
That's-
his name.
I need to
Alright.
find me some chairs to take back.
No, do
that
not.
would-
Okay, before we go in there,
To return them, yes.
Thurden, you have to promise me you will not destroy any more chairs. What we're
I-
trying to do.
Or furniture in general, just no furniture.
I was gonna buy 2 chairs to replace them. That's what I meant. I wasn't going to smash another one.
But,
maybe
But then
a
are you
table.
going to break them?
Maybe a table.
no breaking furniture when we go in here. We're trying to persuade him to give us some sort of
How about
How about that?
information.
How about
No
that
swinging
tasker
your
that was
hammer.
eyeballing me as I will have to out? Can I break him?
No,
Yeah,
you
no,
can't.
no swinging
No,
your hammer, no breaking furniture, no breaking
I
people.
can't
Yes.
say I like that one very much.
Hey, all right. For you guys.
can you promise me you won't break anything if we were to go back to him?
Listen, on me oath as a dwarf, I won't break another chair.
Also, where'd you get that food? I'm quite hungry.
Yes,
I-
I agree.
I have dried rations in my pack.
Okay. Looks,
He just likes to munch on them.
I I'm eating second lunch right now.
Tell me you didn't pick up that beef jerky from the ground just now.
No.
All right, good. No, that's all. We're fine.
The scorched,
And Thornton dusts his foot where he just spit out the jerky and moved it with his foot. No jerky. That was I think I had a hair in that dry cracker.
You might have had a lot of hair in it.
Let's go over to Thurden. If you can't stay cool, you're gonna have to wait outside.
Oh, listen, Bard. I'm not the puppy dog.
I can
No,
be.
puppy dogs
Okay.
listen.
So you're saying this as you're walking back towards the
Yeah,
Graytrader Union.
you were this.
Okay. Theoden, did you want to try to find some chairs?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Because I asked him if there was a furniture shop. I want to get a couple
Sure.
chairs.
So, roll an investigation check, and if anyone wants to help him, you can.
Sure, I'll help.
Help.
No
Okay.
need. Investigation.
Yes.
19.
Okay. It's not exactly on the way back, but it's only about a block over. You see a real crooked sign with what looks like kind of a saw across a chair, for a logo, and it kind of gives you the good idea that this is a place where about as good a place as any to buy furniture here. So you're able to go in and ask about some chairs. Okay.
Shopkeep.
What you see is a hole in the wall of a little shop, and it's got a few chairs in it, and it's got one table that's kind of in the middle, and it's probably one of the finer tables you've seen, or that you imagine you'll see here while you're in Shady Creek. But it kind of also looks like it was made out of driftwood, and not fashionably so. But it's carved pretty nicely. It's well crafted as you inspect it, and there's some chairs that go with it, and then there's about 2 or 3 chairs in the corner of different sizes.
I'm looking for 3 just rough chairs, and then one really nice, like the nicest chair I can find. Obviously, we're in Shady Creek, so it's not gonna be great.
Sure.
But like the nicest chair I can find. I want 3 just regular chairs and one really nice, like the nicest chair I can get.
Okay. So you walk in and you see this older male orc, and he's got like gray and white hair that's like kind of coming down off of his head into really like big chops. Okay. And he's got his teeth sticking out, and he's like, well, welcome to my shop. What can I do for you?
Hi, shopkeeper. I'm interested in buying some of your wares. What I'm looking for is 3 just basic chairs, nothing too fancy. But I do want one that is about as fancy of a chair as you got in your shop.
Oh, okay. I have basic chairs I can have for you today. I have he kind of strokes his chin and looks back. I mean, he's like, I have a couple of nicer chairs that are in my shop that aren't here, in my workshop, that is, but they're not necessarily. They'd be finished in about a day, if you want something.
If I paid you for it, could you deliver it to someone for me?
Oh, we can get all of them delivered if you like.
Nah, I know. I want to take the 3 normal ones today. What was the guy's name that we met there? Grim.
Big Grim.
Flinthead.
Flinthead. Okay.
Grim Flint.
Of course.
I'd like you to deliver the really nice chair once it's done to Grim Flinthead with a message. just a nice little piece of paper, little parchment on it. Says from Thurden.
Oh, okay.
From Thurden, Windbreaker.
No, don't listen to the stupid cleric before I punch him in the mouth. Thurden, from Thurden Dawnbreaker. You don't have to add my last name. He knows me. We're really good friends. We're on a first name basis. He's my boy G.
Are
We
you
call
telling
him
him?
G.
Are you telling him that you want the note to
Halfling, I
say
will
all
put
of
you-
that? That's
I
a
will
lot of
put
stuff
you
to
in
write
my
in a note.
pocket. I will put you in my pocket.
Listen, if it's as cozy as Chewie's pocket, I'm down.
That's Windbreaker. WIND breaker.
He is thoroughly confused at this point and says,
All right, I
"Well,
punch Jason in the mouth right now. I'll roll the
I'm
attack.
anticipating it, so I
I
dodge.
punch
R-
Jason
roll
in the mouth.
roll a unarmed strike with the disadvantage
Unarmed strike with disadvantage.
because you're kind of like swinging backwards towards him, at this point."
Do I add my? Okay, I had the +7 to attack, so a 19 and a 22.
Okay. So you swing backwards, kind of without even looking, and you like clock him right in the side of the head. You don't hit him in the mouth, but you clock him right in the side of the head.
I'll take it.
And he's
You still hit like a girl. That's Windbreaker.
so
Hey,
this
it's just
this
a
old
rough
orc
garden.
this old orc is looking at you and is thoroughly confused, but says, "Why don't you go ahead and write your message, and I will attach it to the chair."
So he doesn't know how to write. He's not bright. All right.
Do I need to roll again?
So he says, "Okay, well, one fine chair and 3 basic wooden chairs. Let me see. That'll be
Here you go. There you go.
I like it." so
I'll give you 5 gold to change it.
so he's counting it up here, and he says, "Well, let's see. That'll be about 10 gold for the lot."
I'm gonna go ahead and toss him 15. Tell him to keep the
Ooh.
rest of the tip for being such a chap.
"I appreciate your kindness."
Of course, I appreciate you dealing with me, loudmouth cleric friend.
So he takes the money, and then he says, "Well, these 3 chairs here," and he indicates some on the side of the room. And you can see they look well made, but they're definitely nothing fancy. They're definitely, carpenter's chairs that have very simple construction. None of them match exactly, but they're all about the same height and shape. So you have 3 chairs.
I'm gonna just grab him up, toss him on my shoulder.
Okay. So they probably would have kind of on the back. They probably would have the kind of post and crossbar thing there.
I'm gonna stack
So-
2 up on this shoulder or on my left shoulder, and I'm gonna have 1 on my right shoulder. I'm gonna stack the 2.
He's
Okay.
carrying. He's carrying the chairs like a junior high boy trying to impress the girls at youth group.
As he walks out the door, I put my foot out to trip him.
I'll roll athletics to jump out of that.
Okay. Roll athletics.
How was it? 11 plus. Oh, that's the only thing that went up when I leveled. +7, so that's 18. 18.
Okay. You easily just step over his foot there. So, and you start heading back. I'm assuming everyone else starts following him.
Mhm.
Okay.
Aaron, since you're already carrying chairs, do you mind if I just sit in one?
I will
Is
eat
it-
you.
Hey, I'm just asking. If you don't, if you could say no, I'm not going to be upset.
He's not that strong, halfling.
So I lean the single chair down and kind of help him toss up onto the double chairs.
All right. The only real proof of strength.
Pete, how much do you
is,
weigh
if you-
again?
If you let the bar jump
35
up there.
pounds.
He weighs
35?
I
Okay.
can carry 500.
Okay. Yeah, you pretty well. Your everything on you weighs a
I
pretty
think
penny
I'm,
with your plate armor.
163. 163
Okay,
is what
all
I'm
right.
at right now.
Okay, so yeah, no problem. You're able to carry it. It's more the awkwardness of it, and now you do remember you've got to carry it about 12, 15 blocks. So So yeah,
It's
so you
gonna
guys
be
start
one of
heading
those.
back. You start heading back towards the Graytrader Union post in the northern part of the city. And does anybody else have anything they'd like to do on the way there?
Run back to Grim, right?
Yes.
I'd just like to roll and see if I see anything like interesting, like if any sort of shops with any interesting items or something like that.
Okay. Sure. Roll for perception check.
Carry chairs. I don't want to
Can I roll for that as well?
Yeah, go for it.
So mine was a 13.
Yeah, we'll take his.
Okay. Unfortunately, you don't see much on the way back. You kind of, from where you were at, whenever you went to encounter these troops, it's not necessarily on the way through like the main thoroughfare, and you were fortunate to see this furniture shop, kind of tucked away there, but it's not a whole lot. Nothing too interesting. I mean, you do pass through and see a couple like food vendors, but it's very basic stalls. The food is not the greatest. It's definitely it's there, and it's not like rotten or anything, but it's definitely probably not the best. As you suspect, maybe the best has gone to other people. So you make your way back to the Graytrader outpost, and you approach. You see the same, same setup with there's the Tasker guards out in front, and they stop you, especially carrying, seeing this dwarf approach carrying chairs and a halfling riding on one of the chairs.
I'm gonna stop like probably like 10 paces off of him.
Okay.
And I'm gonna set the single chair down on the ground, and then I'm gonna just reach to my belt and grab my hammer and smash it right there in front of everybody.
Okay.
I'll get up. Yeah.
No, that's
okay.
why I threw you up to the double chairs. I'm gonna hold
Gotcha.
it while I'm doing it. I'm gonna
Okay.
I'm just gonna whip I'm gonna set that chair down. I'm gonna pull my hammer off my belt and just smash that chair right in front of
Okay.
me.
Roll an attack roll.
10 plus 7, 17.
Okay. Yeah, you smash it. It's has a great sound of splintering wood, and just kind of right there in the middle of the street. The Taskers draw their weapons when you do this, and you
I'm gonna
hear
casually just put my hammer back to my belt.
all of a sudden there's about
Nonchalantly, they don't care.
4 more that rush out, and they're kind of like, "What's going on?"
Hey, just had me
Alright,
calling
listen.
guard, bring in gifts.
My friend, he's not well, you see. Oh,
He's-
he's my other friend.
We don't have words for him. No, we apologize.
He's not well. I do apologize. This is his thing. But
I
you
am
see, he got it
fine.
out of the way before we got in there. This was his act of kindness.
I think we should do a quick pause because it seems the order has changed.
It has.
Yes.
Yeah, I dropped out and came back. Sorry.
You're alright.
Okay, I'm good on my side.
I'm almost there. I'm good. I'm not gonna say anything, by the way, about the whole chair thing. I'm not gonna answer these guys. I'm not gonna answer the guards. I have 2 chairs. I have now split them, one on each shoulder, and one has a nice little halfling riding on it.
Okay. So they say, "State your business."
Hey,
And-
we're here to
and-
see Grim. You can show him my chair I smashed. He'll know who I am.
He will know.
So the 6 guards that are now facing you, 2 with drawn weapons, and the other 4 have their hands on them, but they have stopped, seeing that it's not very threatening. They just were concerned with the loud noise. One of them turns and he looks like he has maybe the captain or something, says, "Wait here." He turns around and he goes in. The rest of them kind of stand there staring at you, and it's mid-afternoon at this point.
Thurden just
Kinda
has
late
this big
afternoon.
Dumb smile on his face the whole time.
Chill evening, huh?
Yeah. So about 10 minutes later, you see the guard come back and he says, "Very well, let them pass." And he points at you and he says, "No funny business. And quit smashing those chairs around here."
I purchased the chair.
"I don't care. Stop smashing it
wasn't-
out in the street.
It wasn't your
Who's gonna
property
clean-
to tell me what to do?
But this street,
I
you have
cleaned
been
the
littering,
streets over
sir."
there when I killed all of those Imperial white guys.
Actually, I'm pretty sure we did that.
Oh, did you now? Oh, me eyes must have been gone there. That was some wild thing. I remember these guys, we were the ones smashing till Mr. Hooptila come in and chased the big dude away. I was gonna kill him myself.
No, I mean we cleaned up your mess.
Oh, you mean stole me loot? You're absolutely right, you did. Now get out of me way.
He
Back, I'll be listening in.
he pauses for a second in the doorway as he's not a small fellow. You kind of come up to his chest as you are a short fellow. Oh, sure. Obviously.
So right now, Pete is like face to face with him, sitting on
Yeah,
the chair.
like Pete with the uncomfortable eye-to-eye contact with his guard is like, and he can't help but not look at Pete instead of looking at Théoden because he's just right here.
Little Pete just sitting there like, can I
He kind of looks at you and is like, "This way."
And I gotta
it
turn
turns-
sideways to get through the door.
Yeah, you got to turn side. You're like
But Pete
finagling
can
it
stay
in.
up there because the two of us together.
Roll
don't reach the
roll a
top.
dexterity check.
Oh no.
That's okay. That's not bad. Ooh, 19 plus 1.
Yeah, you get in. You amazingly get in, and you
This
don't even
guy's-
hit the doors or anything. You just slide right in, and you're sliding down the hall without hitting anything. It's pretty impressive, actually. You come to the
I had a
area.
big grin on my face the whole time too.
You come to the area where, you see on one side of the hall, it opens up into that large common room, meeting room. There's not as many people in there at this point, being kind of mid to late afternoon, and then you get back to the smaller private meeting room that you had
Where I
been at with
smashed the chairs.
Grim, where you'd smash some chairs. You do come in and you notice that there's the table, and then the chairs have all been cleared, and they're on the back of the room behind the table and behind Grim.
So I grabbed me hammer. No.
And there are two guards in here with him as well.
Hey, you've
So
stacked them up to make them easier to hit. Thanks, guys.
he looks at you and goes, "Please,
And
let's not start that
while
today."
he's saying this, I just set the chairs down and I was like, I come bearing gifts. These replace what I smashed. You can even have the halfling for free too.
That's a good deal. He's got a puppy.
He
terrible deal.
looks at the
Well,
chairs and he
probably.
says, "Well, I do appreciate the replacements." He kind of looks at you, Pete, and are you still sitting in the chair?
Oh, if you set one
Yeah, 'cause
down, if you
I
set it
just
down,
took
then
it.
Yeah.
I took him
might
off
as
my
well.
shoulder.
he
Sitting on
like
him,
sets
just
him
set
down, you know. Did you get up, or are you still just sitting there? Like,
I'm still sitting there for now.
okay.
for no
He's
reason.
like, he kind of looks at you and he's like, are you? He just kind of shakes it off, like he's not gonna even acknowledge that.
I've smashed all the chairs I'm smashing outside. I brought me own, so I didn't smash yours.
I do
This is a
appreciate
thank
that.
you. The rest of this guys were all crabby about it.
Well, I mean, they are tasked with protecting the Graytrader Union, so I mean,
They're
if you
kind of
smashed
weak,
it
if you
in
ask
front of
me.
them, I would not goad
I
them,
mean, arm
if you
wrestle.
will. So
Are these not the taskers that couldn't clear out the side over there that we went over there and smacked everybody around like children?
it's
Around children?
more of the their Dark Lord that was the issue.
I beat him up with my hammer. He's got
he-
some dead still remember.
He turned away pretty much everyone. Your group thwarted him by yourselves. That is
Aye.
It was
ro-
mainly
roll
us, yes.
roll. mainly you. Okay. So you had some help.
Yeah,
the-
the 5 of us. That's help.
Yes, there was an additional one that did come through and managed to help just a little bit in the middle of the fight. But we definitely helped chase the Dark Lord away. I don't believe he'll ever return to this town. He knows
Okay.
this
And
town is
who
protected.
did you know this other individual?
A commoner. We had him go pick up our weapons for us. That's all he did.
Make a deception check.
And I'm gonna look at the side of my eye at Rowan like, shut up.
Make a deception check.
Deception? Oh, come on, dice, don't fail me now. The gold dice did that. 11 plus deception?
Yes.
13.
He kind of looks hesitantly at you and says, "Well,
So-
no matter."
Flexing my muscle. I'm flexing my muscle while he's looking.
Mr. Grimm, what matters is that we stepped in and we protected this town. And stepped up when no one else would. We drew the Dark Lord out. We managed to do quite a lot of damage to him. And we helped chase him away from this town. Without
Indeed.
our intervention, they may still be here.
Okay.
They definitely would
Roll
stay
a persuasion check.
Gladly.
I'm gonna throw this gold dice. Whatever
Does
rolls.
a 28 work?
I think so.
Deception got stupid eye.
So.
Roll a 19.
We rolled an 18. I got a plus 10.
18. He's got plus 10. Now.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
So he looks at you and says, "Very well. That you are correct, and we do appreciate it. We here at the Graytrader Union are trying to make Shady Creek run into a decent town, and power squabbles like these that arise, and when one gang is kicked out of an area, we're trying to keep that at a minimum. So this was this militant group that came in was an annoyance, to be sure. And as you said, his troops were we were able to handle them in small numbers, but he brought quite a bit with him, and he himself was quite powerful, practitioner of some form of arcane arts. It was a sight to behold, to be sure.
Aye, so
But-
would you say we did you a favor?
It was
You know-
definitely
By
a
getting rid of
force to be
Would you
reckoned
call us
with.
heroes?
I don't know if I would call you heroes so much as definitely.
We have work yet to be done, boys.
Capable fighters is what you wanted to say. I know.
Absolutely,
And,
yes.
and you wanted to say yes when I said, we did you a favor by getting rid of them, correct?
So what I'm
Um,
getting at here is that you're the Graytrader Union. Would love to be able to better protect this town. We happen to step up and do that exact thing. So we've done you a service by helping clearing out that area.
By service.
Very
he
true,
means
very true.
favor.
And for that, you shall be compensated. So,
Alright, now
I
you're
do
speaking our
appreciate it. And he pulls out. You can tell it on this table. He has some drawers in it, and he pulls out from a drawer and
Different pairs of
Small
pants on this
bag and-
table.
he sets a bag on there. He says, "I know it's not much, but it's 600 gold."
That's great. That's great for the first
Hey,
half
that's-
of the payment.
Alright, you can give us the rest later. It's not a big deal there,
I
Graham.
do appreciate it.
He kind of looks at you and says, "I mean, if you don't want it," and he starts to slide it back to his side of it, the table.
Wouldn't dare just give us 600 gold. That would be a slap in the face to someone who did someone as powerful.
Considering
as
there
you a
was no bounty on said said
Honestly,
group.
sir, this is more than generous. The heroes of Huppaduke do work to be good, not just for money.
I'm gonna
sees-
grapple I'm gonna grapple Jace and put my hand over his mouth.
Okay. Grim,
Sees
He's
one
not tall
suit.
enough to reach my head, right? I'm
Here's
not
what's-
the only one
here's
thinking
what's
that.
Here's what's important, and we start to kind of divvy up.
Hold on, wait. Did we take into account how he actually hit me? Can he even reach my head?
So do you step forward to try to accept it?
Jump.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's one
Jace.
small hand that just slowly comes up over his desk. and reaches for the bag.
I was waiting on that
from the
when you
chair.
snatched the
From the chair.
He's still sitting in the chair.
Yep. That's 120 gold apiece.
Okay.
Alright.
So he doesn't hold on to it. He allowed you to take it. And he says, "Well, seeing as there was no bounty, we did not have a fund set up for this particular group. So 600 is what I can give you.
So
Now,
when you get the
If you
fund-
do have other interests, I might be able to offer some sage advice, or if I have any information that I can pass along, then
Yes, and
I would be happy to help."
Do you
I
have any
flip-
bounties?
I flip out a coin, and I slam it down at the table, with the G facing up. Tell
Okay.
me about this coin.
He looks at it and he says, well, it's one of ours. I mean, it has our stamp on it, as we've been trying to circulate. We are trying to establish a government at this point, but it's something that we have put in circulation. It's not uncommon here in the city. But there are others. You'll just as easily find gold from the Dwendalian Empire, or even the Kryn dynasty here. Some of the older families here in Shady Creek, they have a few pieces of gold on their with older crests on them.
Here's my problem with this coin in particular.
Okay, do tell.
This was found on the body of someone that thought it might be advantageous to kill us on the road here.
Well, I do apologize
And
for
him and
that,
his
but
girlfriend.
I do apologize for that, but I can assure you the Graytrader Union is not in the business of hiring assassins.
Who would be?
Well, unfortunately, it's a pretty long list here in Shady Creek Run, which is why we're trying to turn it around, mind you. But the families could have. There's the Grudge Gang. Honestly, there are shady individuals here in Shady Creek. It's kind of where it gets its name.
While he's talking,
we did a
Seth,
favor.
I'm just like just slowly sidestepping towards the stacked up chairs, just like creeping around the edge of the room.
Are you trying to be stealthy?
No. I don't care if he sees. I'm just,
So the table is pretty evenly placed in the middle. As you move to one side, one of the guards, that's in there with you and with Grim, he steps into the gap to where it would be you would have to force your way past him to get to the chairs.
just keep walking, just bumping up against him, just gradually,
Okay.
nudging.
He's this
Nothing aggressive.
he's this probably 6 foot tall half orc who
Oh,
you can tell
perfect.
it's pretty muscular.
Perfect. I'll go right under his legs.
He's not like a stork, okay, where you can just like go between his legs.
I mean, if he's 6 foot, he's probably got 3 foot of legs. I mean, I'm only like 4 foot. If I duck a little bit. I'm
Yeah,
right
but
under.
he's got mail and he's got his gear there. If you want to try to push past him, you would have to roll.
Not just
roll for
yet,
that,
just-
so, okay.
You guys can get on. The
But he
Right.
clearly knows what you're doing. Like, he's already been warned, like, to keep you away from the chairs.
My hands are up like that. I'm just like, oh, just I'm looking.
Grim, who's been kind of watching Theoden walk, is like, yes.
As you know, my friends and colleagues here are able to protect the city. I'm sure that you would want to know possibly who might be trying to assassinate people trying to travel to your city, because you know, as people travel here, commerce, the economy gets booming a little bit more. And so I trust that you'll be able to keep this between us, but we're really trying to track down who it was that might have attacked us. We think that there's some connections there that we'd like to find out, and what I need you to do is properly identify who this belongs to. And I'm going to pull out the red and yellow scarf. Red and yellow? Striped.
Yeah, red and yellow. So he takes a look at it and says, well, I'm not familiar with a particular owner with this scarf, but it does appear to have some of the colors from the... if color is an indication, mind. Some of the colors of one of the older families.
The Udalot family is what you're trying to tell me.
It's a stretch, but it's they are the only family that uses yellow in their livery and in their in their mantle.
And real quick, did you say the Grudge Gang was the ones who were at the city gate? Is that the group?
No, it was the Udalot family.
Udalot did.
Yeah.
Udalot family. Okay.
Yeah.
Where might we find this family or the Grudge Gang?
So you, let's see, 1 second. So the Grudge Gang, roll a. Are you asking him, or are you asking me as the DM?
I'm asking him.
Okay, cool. Let's see. One moment. Okay, so. Let's see. The Grudge Gang, sorry. So he looks at it and he says, well, I mean, the Grudge Gang are the enforcers of Shady Creek Run. Some of them are taskers and are the protectors of here in the city, but some of them are also just mercenaries for hire and will protect anyone willing to hire them, whether that's the Graytrader Union or the different families. A lot of them are former Dwendalian army, so they are soldiers of fortune, if you will. But there's not necessarily a single place. Like I said, there's the Tasker Tower in the main square in this middle of the city.
So what you're saying is most likely that they were just hired, but they don't have necessarily particular personal interest in maybe something that they're hired in. So they're probably paid. To do
It's possible,
something,
yes.
but
And if this were a token of a family, some members of the Grudge Gang do hire on with some of the families here and become more permanent crew for those families. So it's possible that if this is in any way connected, I mean, the color alone is not evidence enough for us to accuse anyone, but it might be a place to ask around if you're willing to risk it.
What about the Udalots?
Well, the Udalot family, they run the gates, and have a modest estate in here in the northern part of the city. They have they're not haven't always been one of the prominent families, but they are one of the top 4 families here in Shady Creek Run. They're old. They do control the flow of what comes in and out of the city.
Alright, well, thank you so much, and I trust that this information that we've shared and talked with will stay between us.
Yeah, very well, absolutely. If that's what you like. If there's anything more that I can help you with, that just let me know. But for the time being, I have a lot of paperwork to do to take care of all these prisoners that you have so provided us now.
Yes, and the supplies and the caravan should be ready in a few more days, correct?
Yes. Probably day after tomorrow.
Thank you, Grim. And
Yes,
unless
very
there's
nice.
anything else that you guys want to say, I was going to head out.
I'm gonna be the last one to leave.
Okay.
I'm gonna uncomfortably hang out there like a like a person who like you've done said byes to and stuff, and just kind of hangs out at your house. Like I'm gonna
I'm
just
gonna-
chill there.
I'm
Well,
gonna
what-
ask
what-
again if he has any other, if there is any bounties out right now.
So he says, well, I mean, there's the bounty board that you could check. But the thing is that it's not really updated, and it's the Grudge Gang are the ones that really add to it. Plus, a lot of people come here to try to avoid that kind of life and those kind of posts. So while it's there, it's not well used and pretty out of date most of the time.
Okay.
We are trying to establish a government here in Shady Creek where there previously has been none. And while there's a long way to go, there's still a lot to be, a lot to be done before we get to a point where we have some of that. So.
And as everyone else kind of walks past me, I take the gold that was my portion of the gold, and I lay it on the table. And I say, consider this my contribution to your efforts here in Shady Creek. And I walk out.
Oh.
And since I'm still there, I swipe up that gold and put it in my own pocket. He doesn't speak for the rest of us. It was
So
600 for all
he
of us.
he roll a dexterity check with disadvantage, Reborn.
Oh my gosh! Come on, gold. That dexterity. Okay. Oh, with disadvantage. 11 plus 1, 12.
Okay. So you get up there to try to, as Jace sets it down and turns to leave, you're just a step too late, and he swipes it back across the table and says, well, and to you, Jace, he says, oh, well, thank you very much. We'll definitely put it to good use. It's
My pleasure, sir.
so, and he's moving it across before Jace has even stepped away, really. So, Reborn, you kind of miss your opportunity
He's gonna
there.
get us all killed.
I'm trying to
So-
help this place. If someone's trying to do better for it, why not help them?
You're letting them know we got cash, large quantities of cash.
I don't have large quantities of cash. Y'all are the ones walking around with cash. I gave mine back.
So, you
I'm
guys
already leaving.
head out. Okay.
I'm sticking around, just like you said.
Yeah. We know you do your whole like
Un-
smiling loitering there.
I'm not gonna say anything. I'm just gonna stare at Grim and the two guards and just smile and not say anything.
It's-
Like they've done like halfway down the hallway, and then I'm just gonna look and I'll be like, "Hey, You're welcome in advance. And I love you too, Grim. And I'm gonna just walk out the door.
He's okay. And he just kind of like looks really confused. All right. So you
The
leave
effect I wanted
and
has been had.
you leave and you walk out into the street. By now it is probably early, late afternoon, probably getting close to mealtime. What would you like to do?
I say we go back to the tavern with Shale.
I mean, we really don't have
Okay.
much going on, so
Yeah,
we're probably
grab a-
going to find somebody who has some info.
Grab
Something to do
grab a
next
meal, and as we're heading there, I was gonna chat with them. Basically, okay. So what we've gathered so far is that seems like this handkerchief is tied to Grudge Gang, who are most likely hired guns mercenaries who don't particularly care what happens. They're here for the bounties on our heads for some reason.
Okay.
But I believe that we need to properly look into the Oodalots. Seems like they control the gates and the flow of content in and out.
Again, I caught a run, so I'm be gone.
Yep, absolutely, man.
They took a vow of
Hopefully
silence.
we'll be back.
Yes, go for it.
Be safe, man.
Yeah, be safe.
If you just want to mute it, Noah.
He did.
I was really confused what that sound was.
Yeah, I
I
was
kind of
too.
figured that's where it was coming from.
So, okay. So you head back and you're talking as you're walking, and you say, you say all this to the party. Rowan, I'm assuming
Yeah,
you're talking this out loud.
basically.
Okay.
Yeah, my hunches lean towards the Oodalot family. Is basically what I'm kind of thinking. Is that what you guys are thinking too from the information you gathered?
I'm agreeing
I
with
believe
you,
I'm with
Bard.
you. Yeah.
I think that's
I
a
agree.
first. If not the end, it's definitely the first stop to make.
Yeah, because they do control the gates, they'd be able to control the flow of some of the supplies that they're stealing from Hupperduke.
Or who goes in and out and knowing their whereabouts.
Exactly.
It'd be easy to sneak a hitman out if he controlled the way in and out.
That's correct.
Right, so it sounds like we need to talk to someone affiliated.
I say we
with
go
the
back and
Udalots.
get us a good meal in us. I know that I'm famished. I know the halfling. I'm pretty about to have to carry him. He seems famished already.
Yes. I mean, I want a good meal too, but the Hearth Hammer is quite a ways away.
Well, what about
We
your
just
cat?
eat what they have here.
Bring out your cat.
He's not much of a meal, trust me. That would
Oh,
be terrible.
it'd be a nice, better than just rations.
I've watched him eat a lot of rats.
We
Most
can
of
grab
them.
a meal from Shale.
Right. And
All
we
right.
have some
So you head back-
discussing to do.
To the Plaza Emporium.
Yes.
Okay. So yeah, by the time you get there, it's dusk, and there are other people that are starting to filter in. It's a lot different than Hupperduke. You notice there's a lot of people that have just been that they just hang around. There's not a lot of working going on here in the city. You see people walking around, and they're walking with purpose, but you also see a lot of people just sitting around. You've seen a lot of peasants and beggars, but you still, the Plaza Emporium is still filling up as you would expect in the evening, but earlier than Hupperduke. Hupperduke, they worked 12, 16-hour days, and we're proud of it. And then they would party late into the night. So yeah, it's like 5 or 6 o'clock, and it's full in the Plaza Emporium. So you make your way in, and finally find a table if you, down back in the corner, and order up some food. One of the you see Shale, she's back, and she's coming in and out of the back, as well as serving some stuff at the bar. And then she has, probably 2 or 3, you see 2 or 3 other people who are serving as well. So so you guys sit down, and soon enough they bring you, some drinks and ask if you're wanting some dinner. Which which you're able to show them your key, and they promptly bring you the better meal. Still nothing compared to the Hearth Hammer, but definitely better than you expected, and definitely better than some of what everyone else is getting. So, since you're paying customers, All right, so you're finishing up your meal, and as you're talking things out, anything else you want to discuss?
I'm gonna lean over and I'm gonna, hey cleric, listen, you do what you want with your gold, but if you start throwing around a lot of gold to people, it seems expendable, and people around here will kill you over 2 or 3 gold.
Well,
You
you're
go
walking
throw
around
in
with
100
120 plus gold.
Right,
I
what I'm
just gave him
saying
back
is,
what he handed me.
I didn't show anybody that could be dangerous. I have me gold, but you've been throwing gold around crazily to poor people and to everybody else, giving it away. So my thing is like, we start flaunting our wealth too much, and then we're gonna attract attention we don't want.
Well, to be fair, in that room, every single one of y'all walked out in front of the guards with 120 gold. As far as they're concerned, I walked out with 0. I would say your wealth is more on display than mine.
Well, you made it seem like 120 gold wasn't worth picking up for you.
I made it seem like I wanted to help.
I took me gold quick.
Whenever I help someone out, I do not need to be paid for it. I can do kind actions out of the goodness of my heart.
That's fine, cleric. But when I think it puts me in danger, I have to let you know. I'll just as soon put me hammer through your head.
You bought a chair to smash it in front of 6 gods, and me making a charitable donation was putting us in danger.
Chair. 5 gold worth of chairs.
Indeed, it was more a threat toward the gods who were standing there. That was my concern, who have a lot more backup.
It's all right, cleric.
All right.
It's all right.
Is there any sort of performances or anything going on in this tavern? Or is it
Not right now. It's still pretty early.
I think we can kind of hang out and just kind of see the performances and see the people. See if there's anyone kind of eyeing us as we're in there. That's kind of what I'm looking for.
Roll a perception check.
Double check with my perception.
Okay. I mean, as you make your way in, pretty much everyone that you walk by or, accidentally bump their, chair as you're trying to make your way. Because like I said, it's definitely not as organized and well laid out as Hearth and Hammer. Everyone tends to give you a glance. You are definitely, well armed, and more so than a lot of people, but not as much as some. But you're a well-armed group of individuals that are moving together as a group, and so everyone tends to kind of glance at you a little bit. You only see a few people who linger with their watching what you're doing. So, and it's usually just kind of like one person at a table of a couple people, and they're just kind of watching you to see what you're doing. But nothing like suspicious.
You seem to have caught the attention of most of the people here. What would you guys like to do? You guys want to stay? You want to go investigate anything, or you want to go ahead and maybe turn in early for the night?
Yeah, I don't really see means of going out late at night to investigate. I kind of think we turn in and wake up early in the morning and see what we can find out about the Udawats. That would be my vote.
Maybe go to the front gate first thing in the morning?
Sure. Yes.
Right. I think we just go back to kind of hanging out here at the tavern.
Okay.
Not like going to sleep super early. But we're kind of mingling, and I might even see if I can talk with a few. Just kind of befriending people in the town, that sort of thing.
Well, since my morning prayer time routine is a no-go at the moment, based on your suggestions, I'm gonna head back to the room a little bit early and enjoy some time alone. So have a good night, guys. Don't get in any trouble, bro. Don't break any furniture. And I'll see you boys in the morning.
I'm gonna follow him at a distance, and then I'm not gonna go in the room. I'm not gonna go in the room with him. I'm just gonna
Okay.
kinda hang out in the hallway, kind of making sure nobody followed the soul cleric walking off by himself up here.
Okay. So yeah, you're just kind of watching out for him. Man, too bad you didn't have a chair.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. I've got plenty. I can smash what I want. I just smash it and let him know I'm here.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. So you just go and kind of like lean up against the wall at the end of the hallway.
Just kind of chilling, just making sure nobody's going near our doors.
Sure.
So as I'm chilling and kind of going back to the table, I notice that they step away and it's just the monk and the halfling. Like, so, Pete, what drives you to have traveled to Huppaduke and then to join up with this motley crew of people? What is it that makes you tick?
As for the joining the group, it just kind of happened. I'm not entirely sure. You seemed like a good enough group for me to hang around with. Well, most of you. Sometimes. But for heading to Huppaduke for me was kind of my mission was to try to find places that are not mixing nature and industry so well, and try to help them remix nature. So with Huppaduke being such an industrial place, I wasn't sure if I was gonna like it. And honestly, right now I still don't, but I'm kind of taking it as my personal project to incorporate more plants and growth as much as I can into that environment.
So it's the dirt that you're so interested in.
It's the dirt, it's the soil, it's whatever plants I can grow. It's the foliage that I really care for.
Interesting. Where is this? Let's see. A druid is much with such fire, if you will.
Literally or figuratively?
Both.
It's a mix of things. Whenever you figure out what druid circle you're gonna be in, it just kind of happens. For me, I had a little bit of a weird experience where I wasn't good in any druid circle. I couldn't transform as fast as the others to make it into Circle of the Moon. I couldn't, I wasn't great in the Circle of the Land, but I accidentally kind of helped save the spirit that now acts as my familiar. And so because it was a spirit in the ritual that we have of fire, it showed itself there. And so that became my companion and joined an even smaller and more niche group of fire druids.
Interesting. Don't hear much about fire druids. Normally they're all about plant and greenery and somewhat the turf.
Well, that's the thing.
Things.
That's the thing about fire is wherever there's fire, most people see it as just pain and destruction and chaos. Where the biggest thing that happens after a fire is everything grows back twice as strong.
Is that a true statement? I've never heard that before. It grows back twice as strong.
Yeah, once everything's been burnt and cleared up, the soil has now been re-enriched with those nutrients. So new things will re-sprout. Nature kind of takes its place back where most people of the civilization burnt down. They wouldn't care to rebuild it. They'd say, "Oh, that's a lost cause." And you always see nature taking over after that.
Well, you're the druid, so that must be true. Well, interesting.
So Lee kind of
Lee, what
is
do you
sitting there.
Oh,
He's
he's zoned out.
he's
They already trained?
sitting there with his mug after you see him kind of like just relaxed after having a long day. And he says, "Well, I mean, I came to Huppaduke to seek knowledge. The order of monks that I am a part of, the Cobalt Souls, they seek to gather and protect knowledge. So that's my mission pretty much wherever I'm at." Well, I don't have it all personally, but that's why we do have the libraries in the different towns with our collected knowledge. So
I just embrace that I'm an idiot, and it usually pans out for me in the long run.
well, if the shoe fits.
Which shoe?
Both of them, I would assume.
I'm getting tired. We should. I'm gonna go.
What's in that drink of yours?
This is. It's a magical drink, as you can see. It disappears in blackness. I think it's their water. I don't know.
So you guys are gonna go to sleep for the evening.
Yeah, as they come up, then
Okay.
I'm gonna head on in. But I'm gonna while he's trancing for 4 hours, I'm gonna stay up for the first 2 hours of that and just kind of keep an eye out.
Okay. Easy enough. Somebody want to take another shift besides that?
Sure, I'll take it.
Okay.
I'm just worried that with today's events, that more people are looking our way than I feel comfortable with.
And are you talking about with the rumble in the streets?
Yeah, I'm feeling that the word of that got around. They know what's up. And,
Okay.
We're the new kings of the hill.
I wouldn't go that far, but we're on radar. I would say that. I mean, we made a big noise.
We're the kings
True.
of the hill. I want to be.
we were divine smiting and throwing fire all over the place out there.
Okay. So you all go up to your rooms, and Theoden sits out in the hall for the first couple hours.
I steal a chair. Which room is Jason? Is Jason our room?
I believe there's 2 rooms, so it was. I think it was. Wasn't it you and Jace and
I think it was me, Jason, and Pete.
Pete?
in one
Yeah,
room.
yeah.
Okay. So is there a chair next to Jason's bed?
There's probably a chair in there with
He's probably had it pulled out that he was doing his. That's the chair I take out into the hallway.
Okay.
Right.
Easy enough.
100%.
And is Pete in my room?
No.
Lee,
Because
I believe.
me and Pete are sharing a bed
Okay.
because we're tiny.
Sleep on it sideways, and it's
I
like
was
folding.
gonna say I can lay across sideways and Pete can lay
I
on
mean,
where he wants.
they're not big beds, but
I'm not a big guy either.
Although, it probably would make more sense for somebody to be in the other room with Lee, considering he will just sit in the corner and trance as opposed to sleeping. So, just saying. But otherwise, the 3 of you are in there, and Rowan has 2 beds to himself. So,
After I'm done with my shift, I'm gonna
Put them
check
together
both
and I'm
rooms.
sprawled out.
yeah.
After I'm done with my shift, I'm gonna check both rooms. Just let me
See,
know when I'm done.
you see the empty bed. Yeah.
Yeah, I
'cause-
see him sprawled out over both beds. And
Well,
instead I
they're
just
on.
go-
No, he's on over both of them. They're on opposite
Oh,
sides, but
I was gonna say because then I'm just coming in like
Pushing
I'm
him out of the
cuddling
way.
him, I'm pushing him over and cuddling. It's gonna get real awkward.
like push the bed over just to cuddle.
Do it. That's great.
roll
That would
roll a
be
roll a stealth check.
Oh no! I get disadvantage on
Yeah.
stuff.
You do.
What's the little dot mean? Does the dot go to the bottom or the top?
Yes.
The bottom.
Bottom. Go with a 10.
Okay. You're not the loudest you've ever been.
That's right.
But
I've rolled a natural 1 before.
You do, you're like, the bed itself is not difficult to move, but it's like not the best construction, and you're like picking it up on this corner, and you feel the other corner like thunk, and then you're like, you see Lee, who's in the corner, sitting there, kind of barely open an eye, like he's not trying. Basically, he's not breaking his trance because he knows it's you, but he's like, what is he doing?
After I push
Rowan,
the bed
roll
together-
a perception check.
After I push the bed together, I'm gonna go wake Jace up, and then I'm gonna come back to sleep there.
Okay.
A 10.
Okay. Well, if it meets it, it beats it. So, so you're like, what are you doing? As you see him, you kind of give him that look as he's like pushing the bed over closer to
Oh,
you.
I don't even stop. I don't even stop. I act
And then it just like, kind of like butts up against it. And then he walks out.
No, the best thing is Rowan will probably like sprawl out on both.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, that's nice of him,
And this is when I come back. I wake Jace up. I'm like, Jace, your turn.
What do you want?
Your turn. Be careful.
Oh, okay. All right.
Just holler if somebody comes.
All right. I'm taking my snacks with me.
Nice.
Some sort of seafood.
And then I'm gonna go back in to the bedroom with Rowan. And he's obviously sprawled out. That's when I'm gonna get up in there and cuddle.
All right. Do you take your
my little
Do I
metal
see
body.
this?
Do you
Do I
take
see
your
this
armor
outline?
off?
No, that would be way too nice.
Do you take your armor off?
No.
Okay. Roll another stealth check.
No, I don't even care if he wakes up.
I know. I'm just saying.
Oh, that's not gonna. A 4. And I rolled a 3 and an 8. A 4.
Okay.
Give me a roll perception.
Roll a perception check with disadvantage. You're back asleep already.
What do you got? You got a +8, so it doesn't matter.
I have a +5 to it.
Hey, that beats a 4.
So it
you
beats
can
a
roll
4,
a
yeah.
1 and beat me.
So
I
you,
rolled 4, but yeah, it's a 9.
so you hear this clang, clang, clang as he. You can see him like trying to like sneak into the bed next to you, and like, but like the plates are just like falling against each other, as it's like.
I lay down.
Yeah, but he definitely does a thing where he like lays down and is like he's asleep.
When I open, like here, like.
I'm gonna
All right.
wait until he falls asleep and try to drop like a few pieces of mint or whatever I would use to freshen up into his mouth, like just to kind of like quench that smell.
Nothing touches it. That's many years of ale.
Try to like pour.
Yeah. All right. So eventually you drift back off to sleep.
Go back.
Uh,
Go back down to pretend like I'm asleep.
Lee,
Pour acid down the throat.
Jace, you are sitting in the hall in the chair that Theoden brought out, and he says that you're starting to feel like you're just fading there, and a hand rests on your shoulder, and Lee is there, and right on time says, "All right, it's your turn. Go get some rest. I'll take the rest of the evening."
Well, thank you for that. Have a
So-
good night.
You go back in, and Lee finishes up. The tavern never really quiets down, or never really closes, but it quiets down a little bit. So with that, you guys can take a long rest. I should have said like third and roll for cuddling or something.
Hey,
Roll.
can I grapple him? Before we do this? Can I grapple him? Try to grab him?
It's too late.
Like,
It's too late.
Like teddy bear him. That's what I'm gonna do next. I'm like, oh Teddy, and just bind him up so he can't get away.
All right. With that, we're
well, I
going
rolled.
to.
I rolled a 2 for that strength check. So
We'll say, are they still doing this when I come in?
No,
You're in the
they
other
would be.
room. You're in the
Oh,
other
okay.
room.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I'm not our next door cuddling.
Absolutely no idea. It's gonna be very awkward in
Yeah.
the morning at breakfast.
So we
When I
are
wake
going
up,
to.
I don't admit this, but that was the best sleep Rowan's ever had.
Burden two. We get up like super well rested.
You have that. You have that awkward like. You have the awkward like leaning on each other's shoulder and like like his head's on your shoulder, Rowan, and you're leaning on him, and you're like,
Just
y-
like
y-
that friends
you both
episode.
wake up at the same time. Yeah,
They sleep on the
Imagine
couch.
it the same thing.
yes, exactly. Where you're like, and then you like,
We're like
kinda-
really uncomfortable by it.
You don't say anything. You just
It's
get up.
like a dirty little secret that both of us have made eye contact and agreed never to speak about.
Pretty much.
Lee's been awake this whole time.
Just sitting there.
We don't know if he knows. Oh, he
Oh, no,
got
he's-
up and
he's
walked
awake,
out.
awake.
We were asleep. Yeah, he got up and walked out of that room right by both of us
Yeah.
cuddling to get away to let Jace off the field.
No, probably better yet. Hold on.
Oh my god, we're just cuddling. Jace walk. And Lee just wakes up from his trance.
You wake up and you have that awkward moment where you both wake up at the same time and you see each other and you're like, ah. And you're like, oh, let's not say anything to anyone. And you look up, and without any sound, Lee is just standing there at the foot of the bed. He rolled a natural 20 on his stealth check.
Of course he did.
So he's just standing there like, good night's rest.
It was. Speak about it, monk.
And I
You won't be
like,
swinging
I like
fists.
scurry away and jump.
All right. So we'll take a break and we'll be back soon.
With more help.
Yes. Roll your.
Spell slots.
So actually, yes. Before we take our break, official break,
Oh, yeah.
for all of our fans out there, the party has leveled to 5. Huzzah!
Hit twice. Yeah, bam, bam.
All right. So yeah, we are going to have them roll for their health for their level. So we'll get Noah's here when he gets back. But Heels, go ahead and roll. Let's see. What does yours say?
T8, I believe.
I think his is a D8. I think I'm the only one that rolls a D10 this round. I think everybody
I'll roll
else is
mine in
D8 or
game, so
D6.
we can all see.
So does everyone else have like
Oh, I'll take
bonus
it. 5.
constitution or
Okay.
something?
Do I?
Did you? Or did
I
you
will
do it
admit, I don't
ever?
remember how to change this though.
So you're gonna go to manage your character. So the little gear icon next to your name. And then go to edit character.
Hold on one moment.
Or you can go to manage level.
Okay, manage level. All right.
Yeah, and then you'll go to manage HP.
Okay. And do you do the override HP?
Yeah, you'll do the override. And so make it your new total.
You're 36, I think.
No, it was 38.
No, I'm staring at your level 4, and you only had 31 hit points.
Oh, did it?
Yeah, you didn't override when you auto leveled up.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it was at 38 right now.
So now it's at, what is it now?
Should be 36.
So 36.
Sorry.
You guys been rolling 1d8s and have that much health? Have I just been rolling horrible for my health?
I've rolled really bad for my elf. But I roll 1d10s.
I've rolled pretty good for mine on all of them. though.
I roll 1d10s as a paladin, and I
Do
still
you
have
have
really bad.
bonus
It's
constitution?
to your class. It's to your class as well.
Yeah. No, my constitution is only +2. I only get like 8 from my constitution.
Lee, I
bonus.
believe, did roll really well. You you and Pete are right at the same.
Yeah, I think Lee rolled
I've
like
rolled
a
pretty good on
max. Like I think he rolled an 8 last time on
Yeah.
his D8. So
I
Yeah.
rolled an 8 last time too. on my
Yeah,
health.
that's why they're up there.
Rowan, have you rolled?
I have not. I'm gonna roll in the.
Perfect. Yeah, let's do
we all
that.
just want to roll in there. Okay,
Yeah,
alright,
do that.
works. So, all right.
And I roll a d100. Is that correct?
No.
Yeah, D100. Add it -95.
Where did my dice go? My dice is gone.
Little bottom. Oh, you may have to open your. Are you on yours?
Yeah. I just was looking at the dice too.
Hit refresh. You have a -1 strength. Good lord. You stacked that dexterity and charisma, didn't you?
And wisdom.
I see.
Yeah, he wanted those
8,
stats
10,
and those
10.
something else.
I just. Okay, this is weird. Let me see if I can.
Refresh.
I just did. I did.
What browser are you in?
I was in Firefox.
Oh, yeah.
What?
He was offended by that. Like when he said, Colin was so offended. He's like, oh, what? What blasphemy did you just say to me? This is a family-friendly channel, sir.
Somebody clip that. He said Firefox, and he goes, "What?"
Are you kidding me?
Oh.
Would you? Oh, Rowan's gonna.
Well, hold on.
die
Isn't
so
it
many
plus?
times.
Isn't it? Hold on. Isn't it the
It's
die
just-
roll
it just-
plus 1? Or is it no?
it's-
Constitution. I don't have any
it's-
Constitution.
Can I
Oh,
give
you
him
don't have any
guidance?
Constitution.
Because see, mine
Cast
doesn't
guidance.
No,
doesn't
not
say-
for this. Sorry.
say.
Didn't
So
you
is
say
it
we
plus
could
your
roll?
Constitution modifier every level?
Yep. Didn't you say we could roll again, but we have to take the second roll?
I will let
That's
you roll
last
again.
time.
No, I'll let you do it. One reroll.
He'll roll a 1. Come on, be better. Be better. Give him some health.
There you go.
Okay.
Take it.
You
better.
you broke 30.
Hey!
I
Hey,
did it.
welcome to the 30 Club.
Uh,
All right, third and
HP.
go ahead.
Roll. Okay. Oh my gosh! It landed on the 0 and rolled right over to the 8. Get out of
Nice.
here! That's 10. If we're adding our modifier too. Right? We had our Constitution modifier.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Wait, what?
So I'll take it. Your Constitution modifier.
Oh, I didn't add that. So I get a +2?
Yes.
That's
Yes.
what your
Oh.
Constitution is.
I didn't know I did that. All right.
I just put it in override, right?
Yep.
Yes.
I do roll to HP or whatever. So whenever I go to edit character,
I'm all the way back at 38. She just left it.
manage HP, and then rolled is what I just moved that up to 31.
Perfect.
I think that's the easier way to do it, because if you do it override, it likes to reset.
Oh,
Yeah,
so
when
I
we-
just changed rolled HP.
Yeah. Okay, and then Colin, go
Like,
for
mine's
it.
just not gonna go well. Hey, all right, I'll take it, because it's either you get a 5 or you get a 5.
Wait, where did you roll?
I rolled it in the website.
Did you?
It didn't pop up for me.
I didn't have a pop-up for me either.
Let me see.
Sorry, I don't know why. I wasn't able to see any of y'all's, and I don't know why either.
Oh.
I don't see yours. I
weird.
see everybody else's.
But you can either take the average, which is 5, or I rolled a 5.
Yeah,
so
that's fine.
I'm gonna take
I
that.
believe you. I believe you.
I'm down. I believe you. I believe
That's it. 20,
Oh, tell me you hit the.
35.
Yeah, you hit the 30 club too.
There you go.
He was
Yeah, he has a
already at
pl-
30.
He has a +1
Was it
Constitution.
29? I have a +1 Constitution.
Yeah, Lee has a +2 Constitution.
Can I like eat some really healthy food for like the next 4 days and just get like a +1 or 2 to my health?
You're the only person without a plus to Constitution, Rowan. That's
Well,
why.
that's because
Honestly,
he sold out for charisma and dexterity and wisdom.
he did, which is why he's the face character. He's trying to be the
Mhm.
roll that charisma checks.
Honestly, I did not realize that a bonus to Constitution would get you extra health per level when I made the character. And I was like, I probably should
Didn't
have.
either.
I could have probably dropped my.
That's what I'm saying.
Intelligence, just to get some Constitution.
I would have probably took a negative on intelligence to be able to put some more in Constitution and Dex.
But a negative
Okay.
in intelligence really lowers your investigation for constantly. But
So
I've
mine,
got 0.
when I typed mine in to being 35, it gave me a max HP of 40. Going to the character page.
No,
Uh-huh.
just not when you do your dice roll.
Yeah,
When you go to you just add the number that you just rolled, like whatever you're supposed to add to your overall HP. Add it to whatever number was already there, and it'll balance out.
But you're saying that it shows
that's
the
what I'm
max
saying is
HP
I
is
did.
40. Yeah.
Yeah, it showed my max HP is 40
Right.
instead of 35.
That would been if you had rolled, the maximum number on your dice every time.
Well, but that's what I'm saying is when I went back into the character page, it gave me 40 HP.
okay, so go into your.
I mean, I
Character.
fixed it now. I've just done it backwards, and it's at
Oh, okay.
35 on my
Okay.
character sheet. But I have to type in 30
Yeah,
into the
mine
rolled
didn't.
HP bubble.
Mine didn't take either for some reason. I'm still at 36.
Okay. We'll work on that. We'll go take a break and be right back.
Okay, sounds good.
That may be it. Let me go through and actually see. Okay, let me see what that does. Guys, should be at 4. No, it's still.
All right. So we are back. And Lee is back with us.
Hey guys.
There we
No,
go.
no return from his call. And so we are going to. He did roll for his health as well. He rolled an 8. Rowan thinks he's cheating because he has almost as much hit points as Theoden now. Also, Mrs. Reborn, can you tell me in the chat? You can see the overlay for D&D Beyond, correct? I haven't checked it in a while.
I can.
You can?
Alright.
Okay, great.
It doesn't have our updated health, but I do see it. I think the page just has to be refreshed. Check.
Probably so. Probably so.
Yeah,
Let's see.
It's good now.
Is it?
Yep.
Awesome. You're right. There it is. Everyone's over 30. Perfect.
Yeah.
Barely.
That's okay.
Hey, but you're there.
That's true. Yeah, sitting one under
Hmm.
made me real sad.
What are you at, Ron?
31.
Oh, so you wouldn't have been if
Alright.
you had taken the first roll. Oh.
Yes, exactly.
Oh, that's rough.
Yep.
Yeah, that overlay is pretty amazing, by the way. So, because if
Where
you
is
click on,
this?
if you're looking at the stream on
Yeah.
Hearth and Hammer, twitch.tv/Hearth and Hammer, and
Oh,
then
what?
you mouse over the left side of the screen, you'll see all of your characters with their health, and then if you click on them, it will pop out their character sheet, a minimized version of their character sheet. So,
Your new, I like it. I like the new overlays. Is that the ones that you sent us?
yes, those are the new ones. So,
I think I'll have that one for next week.
yeah, yeah, it's pretty clean. So,
I attend on the multi-stream, which is why I have these questions.
oh yes, absolutely. So, we do have a multi-stream. So if somebody wants to throw that in, that'd be awesome. Cool. All right. Well, let's get back to our adventure. The party has gone through a long rest, and they are feeling much better now. You all come downstairs. You see any manner of patrons asleep at their tables or in the corner. You see, morning light streaming in through the open door. And Shale and one of her assistants cleaning up a little bit, and she's kind of, cleaning off glasses and mugs and putting them away. So, what would you like to do?
It's kind of broke down. Other than go, I think we're going to the
Okay.
gate, right? Yep.
Indeed, we are.
So you're going to go to the gate, okay?
Oh,
All right.
whoa.
That's
This
after our
boat-
morning meal.
I was gonna say I'm stopping at the table and greeting
Of course,
the halfling
of
who is
course.
already eating.
Per usual.
I have
The usual.
I was say he's on his third plate. I'm fairly confident that they're upset that we have a halfling staying here. Kind of maximizing the one room for all.
You know, what's funny is I have my dinner plates next to me, and I actually have 3 plates. They're all small different things, but
So yeah, so absolutely, you of course greet each other at the breakfast table.
Hey, boy.
She'll brings you a passing meal.
I make sure that I sit as far away from Rowan at the table as possible.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, we're awkwardly like,
Yeah, awkwardly like making sure not. If we're near each other, we're scared Lee's gonna say something, so we're just like awkwardly staying away from each other.
Okay, all right. So you guys finish up breakfast and discuss what to do for the day. You're going to head for the gate.
way is shut.
Okay, so you head towards the front. and you're able to see basically the same, the reverse of what you saw last time. You do see the road leading down towards the gate. There at where the ravine meets it, and you're able to see all of the guards there, kind of on the backside. It's a not like just a super impressive gatehouse with fencing and it's got the battlements there where people can stand up and look over the wood wall there, and but it's pretty open on the back, so you see there's about, at any given time, there's about 4 guards on each side of the wall, and then you've got the big gatehouse with gates that pull open. You can tell that they can pull open or push out, and the people there, and then there's guards kind of at like a gatehouse, just on the inside, there to man the inside of it, as well as maybe some have a storehouse and stuff there attached to it. So as you approach, roll a perception check. Someone.
Got
I'll
it.
do it. Oh.
Okay, well, I said I'd do it, so it's an 8 plus 0.
Okay. One other person.
Mine's a 10.
Okay. So you're fairly confident that you don't remember any of these people.
It's not the lady who yelled at us?
It's not the I believe she was a half orc or something,
Yeah.
or maybe a orc
Half
female.
orc.
Half orc.
Half
That's
orc.
right. No, she is not there. She is absent from this shift. You see a kind of grizzled-looking older half-elf who's sitting up on the top of the battlements with what you take to be maybe some sort of like kind of pauldron with like a captain's badge or something. He's like the best geared of this current shift. And down below you see all manner of beings there that are in the livery of the Udalot family, and they are down below on the ground. You see 3 humans and a halfling, actually, who are sitting. 2 of them are sitting at a small table outside of the guardhouse, and then 2, the halfling and one of the humans, are posted on the inside of the gate, facing towards the city. So.
Who did you say had the best armor, or looked to be the most well geared? Was it human?
It was a half elf. But like a pretty old half elf. So, and considering he's got gray hair, he's pretty old. So, those of the elven blood have longer life. So,
Like we do.
We didn't actually talk about what we were going to do once we got here, other than...
I was gonna let you take that one, Bard.
Yes, I was actually kind of thinking you'd do the talking. But
Don't worry about it. I'll take care of it if you don't want to, Bard. I got this. Hold on.
please do the talking.
I start just sauntering over that way.
so at this point you're about 50 feet away from him as you're like trying to have this discussion.
I'm not speedily sauntering. I'm like just I'm half expecting Rowan to come flying by me to intercede.
What if we just stopped and just let him completely honest? No. I
that the plan?
rush ahead. No.
I was gonna say that's a gamble you want to take, because the first thing I'm gonna do is be like, "Those are my friends back there, and we are up here to punch you in the face."
Am I able to notice maybe markings of grudge or Udalot on any of these? Or any of the...
Being that this is one of the primary points of control of the Udalot family. All of the guards here are in some sort of livery of the Udalot family. So there is a predominant yellow on most of them. Some of them do have what you can see is like, say, a pauldron that has like a stripe of blue and a stripe of yellow. You see, but most of them have not only something like that, like painted on their armor, but then they also have some sort of mantle or, maybe a tabard on a couple of the better dressed ones that is yellow with, what appears might be the family crest on it. So.
And the three humans and the halfling are closest to us. They're if we're walking.
Yes. And then the up on top, like I said, you're looking at the back of the wood wall, and so the back of the wood wall has like I said, the real thick, like the wall itself is like the real thick wood, pillars, carved from trees, obviously. And then on the back side, it's the kind of lattice work scaffolding with the walkway about halfway up, so that someone who is standing on that would be able to see, kind of at about chest height with a few, what are they called, crenellations? The cutouts, basically, where someone of a shorter race could look through every so many feet. So, hey, there's some boxes. You could stand on a box.
Saying they make accommodations. That's what you're saying. I appreciate it. Thank you.
So that's, and the walkway up there, while it's, up against the wood wall, there's not like railing or anything on the back. It's just open. Seeing as how it's defending against the outside, it's not the other way around. The gate tower, however, is both sides kind of have that battlement structure, with the middle over the gate being a little bit more open, and you can see up there, kind of sitting at a table, like a small, like kind of battlefield type table, is the half elf, and he's in, looks like, if maybe like a half plate set of armor. He's got the pauldron with some sort of icon on it with yellow striping, and then he has a yellow. He has a cloak that's actually like what looks like kind of a black or a brown, but then on the inside it does have along the bottom some like sewn stripes of yellow underneath it.
And what are the three humans and halfling? What are they doing down below?
Well, the halfling and one of the humans, are posted against the inside of the gate.
Okay.
Like they're on duty. The other two are sitting at a small table just outside the guardhouse that is part of that gate structure. Like maybe they're there, but they're not having to be standing there at the moment. And there's a male and a female human who are sitting at the table.
I think I'll walk up to the male and the female human.
Okay.
And chat with them. Just, hello there. You there, and just walk up and kind of get their attention.
Okay. So the female is facing you and sees you first, and kind of gives you an inquisitive look of why are you approaching us, and says, "Hi, can I help you?"
Yes, we're traveling adventurers, if you will, looking for some odd jobs and everything. I'm noticing the different colors on a few different of the armors. I'm just curious, how did you get hired here to guard the gate.
She kind of looks at you, says, "Oh, they're new around here. Well, first you gotta be, personally, I worked for the Grudge Gang for a while, and then after a while, was hired on by the family.
And they sought you out.
They hire from time to time, but usually only from members that have done jobs for them before.
How does one do jobs for them?
Well, they'll hire for events, but they only hire from the Grudge Gang themselves.
So the family only hires Grudge Gang members.
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay. Is the older half elf here up there? Is that the one in charge?
Oh, aye, that's the captain.
It's the captain. Do you think he'd mind if we went up there and talked with him?
No one's allowed on the battlements, but I can go up and see if he's available.
Yes.
Okay. So she stands up and she, gets up and takes a swig, finishes off her drink, turns around and walks into the guardhouse, and you can see as she goes just barely through there. There's like a pretty steep stairway, almost a ladder, but it's like kind of goes up into the guard tower there.
While they're walking away, I'm going to lean over to Jason and be like, Jason, I didn't actually think this through. Do you have any ideas, like, what sort of questions we should ask?
I'll be honest, I don't. I believe we should just try to gather as much information we can about the Grudge Gang, the family, perhaps make connections to who we can ask if they know who tried to kill us. But let's probably not start the conversation out with that question.
No, I don't think so either.
Yeah,
So
I
maybe
don't.
we should ask a little bit about oh, yes, please, Pete.
I don't know if we remember that or if we can tell the difference, but we were told that it was either possibly one of the families or the captain, quote unquote, that hired the people that came after us. Not sure if it's
I think it's this
capital-
guy.
I'm not sure if it's capital T, the captain, or if it's
We
just
killed-
any of the captains. I'm
We
not
killed
sure.
the captain.
I think they said
We
the
killed the
captain. Yeah, the captain.
was the guy that with the big guy we killed.
Yeah, he was the
Captain
one that.
was the guy that we killed.
Well, now
Yeah.
I'm just suspicious of all captains.
I'll be honest with you, Bard. I wonder if the captain that we got on the road wasn't doing his initiation job to be able to get in with the family from the Grudge Gang.
Oh, right.
Interesting.
So you think that maybe we infiltrate the Udalot family through the Grudge Gang?
I think the Grudge Gang may actually be where we should start.
Okay,
Maybe,
well,
maybe we ask how we get into jobs with the Grudge Gang and start into jobs.
Hey,
good. Yeah, that's here they
now
come.
you're using your mind.
Yeah, as you are
Right.
trying to quietly have this conversation, you do see she reaches the top and talks to the half elf up there, and he kind of glances down at you and kind of gives a all right, this should be interesting look, and gets up and follows her down the stairs.
But when they come down, I've took like a little slip of cloth and I'm just kind of cleaning the dried blood and stuff that's left on my warhammer from all the fights. Just kind of.
From all the
Okay.
chairs you've been breaking, yeah.
Sir, I've killed people with this hammer too. Okay. I have damaged somebody up with a chair.
Are you trying to be intimidating, or?
No, I'm just sitting there with a kind of a puffed up presence. I'm not trying to intimidate them or anything. Just
Okay.
just there.
Okay.
Let me get my piece of cloth.
Okay, so you see the half elf come out of the guard tower, and he says, you wanted to talk to me.
Yes.
Hey, you got anything that'll take blood off metal?
He looks at you and kind
Been
of,
swinging me been swinging my hammer and taking off too many heads today. You got anything that help me take this off?
Aren't you a dwarf? Shouldn't you know how to clean your own weapons?
I just strike him with the butt of my.
The halfling has a point.
I didn't say it was.
Hopefully you're not wasting my time just to ask me for cleaning solutions.
It's just an icebreaker.
So, I'm not sure if the human female here, your companion shared with you, but we are some traveling adventurers, and we're just looking for some jobs. We thought we'd start with some here at the gate. Just wondering if you had any recommendations, or where we might be able to pick up any jobs, either from the family or from the grudge gang. You seem
So-
like you're the one here who knows the most, at least the most intelligent out of this lot.
Roll a persuasion. Yeah.
He purposely doesn't say anything negative so that
Wow,
you don't make him roll deception.
I rolled a 2, however, it is a 12.
Okay. So he looks at you as you are asking, and he says, "Well, I don't know why you would come to the gate looking for work, but the grudge gang is I mean, if you wanted to search out for work, you can always try to get on with the grudge gang. But while they are the largest of the groups that might be willing to hire you, because they do work for all the families, they're not the only ones. But yeah, we don't hire directly from, especially people who are so new to town.
Yeah, people who saved your city from a bunch of white guys out there smacking people around with stun guns and stun goons. Sorry.
Blasters.
Electro blast.
I don't know what you're talking about, but
Aren't those just
the city
crossbows?
itself is
Well,
usually
so-
in a perpetual state of change. So if you happen to wipe out one group, I'm sure there's another one already there.
Well, we start with the asking people at the gate, because they're the ones who typically know who's coming in, who's coming out, who's traveling, and typically the gatekeepers also are keepers of information for a city. But
Well,
yeah,
that may be
so,
true. It does come with a price.
So where would we be able to find the grudge gang in the city?
You'd have to look for them. Probably in the. You could check in on the Tasker Tower, in the middle of the Clover Alley, I think. That'd probably be the best place to get on with them.
All right. Anything else? And I'll look at the rest of the game.
I nudge him and then tell him. Ask him about that group that came through the other night while we were out and about. You know, when we were out there before we had gotten into town. That Lee told us about, be seen in the dark.
Is that not the stormtroopers?
No, this is before that. Is there a certain time that the gates close? Like no one's able to enter or leave? Or is
Well, I mean, typically at dusk, in order to get in, you'll have to go through the gates. It's a little bit higher of a cost to get in.
interesting.
I mean, the only people who would be able to get in otherwise would be people who have business that warrants being able to get in at night.
Makes sense. Yep.
But typically, people wait to come in during the day.
That makes a lot of sense. Thank you Thank you so much. Thirdin, are you wanting to say something? You giving me a weird look.
I know, Bard. We'll talk about it later.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you so much for your time. I guess we'll head to Clover Alley and try to get hired on by the Grudge Gang, prove ourselves as worthy adventurers, and being able to work
He
away.
kind of gives you a look like, why would you want to do that?
We want to make some coin.
And says, good luck. Turns around and walks back.
Thank you.
Have a great day, sir.
That guy was pleasant, wasn't he?
He was. Might we step away from the other ears and talk about this plan for a moment?
Yeah. You want to talk about it as we're kind of walking?
Yes.
Plan? Aye. What's a plan? We
well-
normally just run in after the Bard and try to save him from dying.
Yeah, but he's got nowhere to run in and die for right now. We don't know where that is. I can't figure it
Yes.
out.
He's got the
If-
city of hidden daggers.
Are we trying to work for a gang? Is that our current plan?
Aye.
What we're
I
trying to
have,
do is infiltrate for information.
I understand. I have certain moral objections to what may have to happen for us to earn ourselves into a gang of this sort.
Bard, I told you he might get us killed. I should have killed him when I had the chance.
Listen, if you're worried about murdering people in the streets, we've kind of already done that.
I'll
Well,
do the murder.
they kind of had that coming. They attacked us. Typically, the gang doesn't want us to beat up other bad guys.
The Grudge Gang is the name of a group of hired mercenaries. It's not necessarily the same
Most
thing
of-
as a gang of horrible people. I mean,
Most
we
of the
just
Grudge
saw-
Gang are taskers.
We just saw them at the front gate, guarding the gate. That is a
Yes, but in my experience, your initiation into a group of this sort is not go watch an inanimate object. Typically, they want you to do a bit more to earn their trust.
We'll figure that out when we get there.
All right. It be noted, I cannot and will not hurt an innocent.
Yes.
Aye, you're hurting an innocent with your nonsense right now.
Okay.
think
So
often ministers-
you're heading away from the gate. Do you have a direction that you're going off in?
Didn't he say the central wasn't the central tower?
Clover-
Is that where he's
Clover
at?
Alley.
Yeah.
Okay.
Clover
So
Alley.
you're heading towards the Tasker tower
Yeah,
at this point?
isn't that where he was sending us to?
I mean, that's what he said was the best place to
The
find
best place. Yeah.
some grudge gang.
I have a feeling as players that maybe the big tower in the center of the city that we've kind of been guided to it like a couple of times might be where we needed to go in the first place.
Yeah. As he said the tower again, I was like, oh, that's
Right.
where we should go.
Let's go there.
Hey, let's go join. Hopefully they ask us to kill someone.
Hopefully, they ask us to kill a member of our own party. I think we're all going to unanimously
I say we're
vote.
taking the cleric. I'll
Okay.
take more
Alright.
healing spells.
Or the cat.
So making your way.
Cat's not here.
We're heading to the tower.
Okay. So you head to the tower, and easily found at this time. You again walking through the streets, just again seeing all of the ramshackle buildings, the beggars, the filth in the alleys and in the gutters, just re-impresses upon you how this town is well outside of current civilization at the moment. But you make your way to the main square in Clover Alley on the way towards the North Clover, and you see in the middle this tower. And it's a typical guard tower, if not pretty rough in construction, and that it does have guards at the top. And again, you see they have that on somewhere on their body. They have that like stripe of blue, or like a blue bandana, or something on their person that's blue to represent the taskers. And what do you see at the bottom of this guard tower that it is, there is a door on one side, and then kind of a gate around it at the bottom, with a couple guards posted.
I am walking up.
Okay. So you're just
Um,
gonna walk
I'm-
up to straight to people?
Yeah, I mean the guys at
Okay.
the bottom, right? The guys that are standing guard. Right?
Okay.
No one else is coming with me.
Yeah, we're I'm
Yeah,
going. Yeah.
I
I'm
kind
just
of assumed the
all
whole
on
group
his
was
own.
coming. I'm
Guys,
following the back of
I've
the
been
group
muted.
watching behind us.
I've been
I,
muted.
that's the
Yeah.
one I
Okay.
was waiting to talk to me. I was like, okay,
Yeah, I
I'll
said,
take the
yeah,
run on
walk it
this. Hey, gentlemen, and ladies, if there's ladies present, I apologize. We bring a lady with us too. She's our cleric. We're just wanting a
from the
little
medical.
bit of
We don't throw 'em up.
information.
So you see this just kind of grizzled human warrior. He's got kind of a blue sash across his chainmail shirt. The chainmail's, pretty ragged, and it's got some patches missing. And then he's got a sword and a shield there. And he says, what did you say to him, Third?
I said, hey, we were looking for some information.
He says, well, this isn't really a place to get information. What do you need?
And that's when I just gently nudge Rowan out in front of me.
Yes, we're looking to possibly join up and be hired through the Grudge Gang. If there's any sort of task or anything for us, we'd love to try to make some additional coin while we're here.
Hey, coin.
So he kind of looks you over and sees the various state of armament that you have, and says, kind of looks at the guy next to him and says, more. Sure. If you want to try to sign up, you can go over to the barracks.
Alright, so what's this tower used for? Just to guard the city at this point?
Yeah, it's to make sure that people don't get away with anything they're not supposed to. Make sure they treat people who can't defend themselves. They leave them alone.
Alright, well, I guess we'll head to the barracks then?
Thank you, good sir. I'm
Yeah,
gonna start heading off towards
also,
the barracks.
don't act so excited about your job here. Alright.
You can tell this isn't the cream of the crop as far as the soldiery go in the world. But, they're there. They're standing guard. So you make your way to the barracks, and you... he kind of points off in a direction down the street, and you can see it's not too far off of the main Clover Alley there, just about a block or two. There's what passes for a large wooden building, and there is a board posted outside, which you can tell has had bounties on it occasionally. This is the famed bounty board. There's not much posted on here. And what's on there looks pretty old.
Is there
But,
a bounty for us?
Say that again?
Is there a bounty for us posted on there?
No. You don't see anything
Okay.
for you. It's not like there's pictures of your faces or anything. But you do walk in to to this open doorway there, and it's a real small area before what you could tell goes into a barracks-like structure. So there's a door to the right going to like that, and then there's a door to what, like an office or something there, and you see another soldier there, and he's looks up and he's sitting at the behind this table. Says, "What do you need?"
We're here to pick up any sort of contracts or to make some.
Hey, we're looking for work.
Yeah, aren't we all? Well, you came to the right place. You guys look like fighters. What kind of work you looking for?
Fighting work.
Do you need furniture that needs destroyed? I know a guy.
Fighting work. And if you put the dress on this one, he'll be really pretty.
I'm already really pretty, but thank you.
Okay, these fellas, anything that needs to be done. Doesn't matter the task.
I mean, it matters, obviously, to a cleric, apparently.
And I was gonna say, and I look at Rowan as he says that.
So he kind of looks you over and he says,
Preferably
"So how long are you gonna be in town?"
Just a few more days. However long this needs.
Hey,
Well, you can talk to Captain Roland, but he's not here. He might have some information for you. He'll be back later, or you can try to track him down. If you're only going to be for a couple of days, though, I don't know why you'd want to try to get a contract.
We're pretty quick at completing contracts. It doesn't take us long. We get the job done.
Okay. So he,
You really love your job, don't you, sir?
I'm in Shady Creek Run.
aye, we know.
Working
Touche, sir. Touche.
as a guard.
Not working 9 to 5?
I work whenever they tell me to work.
Just trying to make a living?
I'm just trying to survive.
Disappointed.
So,
All right.
You think you're the only
he
witty
says, Captain Roland will be back later. He kind of looks outside. He says, he's out at lunch right now.
one? Third lunch?
Where does he take his lunch?
I mean, if you're that much of a hurry, I mean, you could find him probably. Oh, let's see. You can find him over at the Trench Tavern.
I could go for a bite myself. Perhaps we'll bump into him.
We're not eating there, cleric.
Speak for yourself.
Well, if there's, no, I'm not sure with the Grudge Gang if there's any way for us to prove our worth. If we need to, if there's a way to prove our worth to you, if that's a tussle or a.
Well, not to me, but
Hey, if it's
Mark
a
your
tussle,
names.
I'm down.
mark your names down here, and go talk to Captain Roland, and he'll see about getting you some work. So he
We go-
has this book that he kind of slides it over, and he says, "Make your mark there."
I'm gonna sign it and then put a broken chair at the end of it. Just
Roll a
third in-
dexterity check.
Third in with a broken chair. Oh, come on now. Why you just look at me with my +1? I'll take it. 17.
Okay,
I'm
yeah,
just gonna
it's a passable chair.
sign it quickly where it almost doesn't look legible, almost like an autograph.
I'll come up and sign last, and I'm gonna change Thirdens to Windbreaker.
You can't.
And then-
There's a chair. There's a chair. You got to roll a dexterity check.
Write it on top to write a word?
No, I wrote my name and then signed at the end with a broken chair on purpose for this reason alone.
I don't understand what the chair has to do it. I would just scribble out where you said Dawnbreaker, and I'd write Windbreaker.
I didn't put Dawnbreaker. I just put Thurden. And then a chair.
I wrote Windbreaker after the chair.
I
I'm not really
specifically
picky. I'm
did
putting
that on
Windbreaker on
purpose.
your name somewhere.
Windbreaker's in another channel. I don't know what that is going on.
All right, so you all make your marks in
This
here.
might be completely useless, but I'm gonna try to make an intelligence check to just like remember whatever names are in the book in case we come across them later.
Okay. Roll an intelligence check.
This time more
If and I may.
wise.
You know that thing that me
14.
and Lee did? In
Okay.
our little...
You think you might be able to recall a few of the names if you were pressed. So,
I'm just gonna sign flower
okay.
with a dewdrop. That's it.
All right, so you sign and then gonna go try to track down Captain Roland.
Yes.
Sure.
So you head towards the Trench Tavern, and let's see here. It's, not necessarily the most exciting of taverns, but it's another passable tavern, a little bit more run down than the Plaza Emporium. But there's a kind of a crew in there for lunch. Somebody make a perception check.
I got it.
Okay, you can both. Jace, if you want to roll it too, you can.
17.
19.
Okay.
Wow.
So as you come in,
See what I would've got.
you do see, like I said, quite a few people in here. You see, a bunch of characters, spread out, eating lunch. You see a lot of soldiers. You get the sense that this is a popular hangout for the Grudge Gang. You see a guy kind of over in the corner, looks a little bit more official, that you might suspect might be this Captain Roland guy. But there's tables all around, and there's not only the Grudge Gang, and you see the marks of the Taskers, but you see the marks of like the yellow of the Oodalots. You see a few others that you might suspect are from some other of the families as well, or somebody, maybe members of the Grudge Gang who were working for those families. So. But yeah, you walk in, and this is kind of what you see as you enter in. What do you want to do?
I think we're gonna walk towards the guy who looks like the captain. Well, so there's a man over in the corner.
Yeah, kind of over in the corner. So. Okay, so you're gonna approach him over there?
Yep.
Okay. So you go over there, and you get a few looks from some of them. Like I said, you can kind of clearly tell this is a Grudge Gang hangout, if you will. So you go over to the... all of you go over to this booth where this guy's at?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So you walk over to him, and... what do you say?
I think it's safe to assume that you might be Captain Roland.
He looks up and he says, "Who's asking?"
Just a few traveling adventures. Let's get this man another drink, and I'll purchase another whatever he's drinking.
Okay. So you raise your hand and do that, and another bartender comes over and brings another round for him. As he's sitting there, he's like, I don't usually like to be disturbed during my lunch. What do you want?
We hear you do part of the hiring for the Grudge Gang, and we think that you could use our skills while we're here in town.
Did you? Best bet's gonna need to go to the barracks and get your name recorded in there. Then we can hire you out from that.
We're
He sent
not
to see him.
some lowly commoners who live here in Shady Creek. We're well beyond just anyone just traveling into the barracks that happens to live here, as you can tell from our weapons and our armor.
Roll a perception check.
Perception.
Actually, roll a persuasion check. Who's watching the room around you?
I am.
All of us.
Okay.
We don't need more than this.
The cleric's probably like keen eye on everyone around.
Yeah, I would be in the back, like
Roll
watching everyone.
Jace. Jace, roll a perception check.
I had my mic
That.
Yeah, that
Oh,
would
Lee,
be,
Lee, go for it too.
24. 24.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, glad I did.
15.
Well,
Persuasion.
I think my 12 beats your 24.
Well, you can't argue with numbers like that.
So, Jace, as Rowan is saying this, he's not talking very loud, but you do see some of the Grudge Gang members around there kind of like, they don't get up, but they scoot their chairs back, like just in case they need to get up and jump in the middle of something.
He wasn't talking about you, someone else.
Okay. Rowan, what was your persuasion?
15.
Okay. He kind of gives you a look. Looks over your stuff and says, I mean, like, are you in some kind of hurry?
We're not here long, and we're just hoping to make some coin while we are here.
All right. Well, I'll see what we got. In the meantime, if anyone else tries to offer you a job, you might as well take it. There's not a lot of paying gigs around here.
Understand? Are you needing us to prove our worth or something? You seem to barely believe our statement of.
Oh, I mean, I can tell you're well geared, but I mean, we have people come here that are geared pretty well and can't fight worth anything. But
Perhaps did you
It's-
hear about the
it's
battle
not
in the
a-
courtyard with the white guys and the Dark Lord.
Starting to just start stretching. He's getting ready to just grapple somebody at this point. I think we're gonna have to fight somebody.
he's like, looks at you and he's like, you're not gonna fight anyone here. Go get some food or something.
I'm going to arm wrestle you, sir.
I'm not gonna arm wrestle you.
I know.
So
a
he
whip
just
when I
turns
see one.
and like the whole time he has not gotten up. He's just like eating this this like chicken or something that's
Or
on
something.
the
Or
you're not really sure what it is.
Swirl.
But some small roasted animal. He's eating it. And kind of has this like no nonsense like Marcus Aurelius vibe going on. Just kind of like sure, whatever. So he says, look, I'm at lunch. I don't have anything here for you. So if you mark your names down, maybe we'll bump you to the top of the list for something that comes up.
Thirden, is there anything else you want to do while we're here?
Are there any chairs in the room?
I mean, there's chairs, there's tables. A lot of them are filled. I mean, there's, you could probably find a table if you wanted to get some food or
Is
something.
the captain sitting on a chair?
No, the captain's in a booth.
It's a big chair.
Please do not destroy the booth.
As I reach for my hammer, I feel Rowan's hand just kind of.
No.
go
Gently
right to
caress
it.
yours, what?
He's not. Whoa, calm down. Why you gotta go there? No, he
Like-
kind of puts
like
that.
down.
He's like
he just
stopping
puts
you.
that- he puts that arm up, like just kind of gently, like no. He knew it was coming.
And I see this move of, this active affection here.
So you,
Um,
so as you're like going to, like try to lower the situation here, you hear Theoden. It's a little quiet around you, like everyone's waiting just in case something happens. Then you see this other. Then you see this orc stand up and say, "Oi, come now, come and have a drink over here with me. It's lunchtime after all."
Hey, what you drinking?
All right. Yeah.
Drinking what we got.
I only drink the finest of ales. Give me a glass.
Mud ale.
He gives a hearty chuckle. All right, and he like calls it over, and with that, you kind of hear the tavern kind of go back to its normal din of conversation. Like, okay, everything's good. Not gonna be a fight right now.
I was gonna smash the thing. I'm not gonna lie.
So you kind of see him sitting there, and there was one other person there, but they kind of got up and left, and so he's sitting there, and he like waves over some, the one of the staff, and they bring out some drinks for you guys, and soon come back with some plates of food as well. It's about midday at this point, so they're serving everybody. As they kind of set the last one down, they say, "That'll be 5 silver."
Hey, Will, cleric, you like throwing money to places? Why don't you?
Well, like giving money to good causes, yes.
I throw
Feeding
out
us is a good cause.
I throw out 5 silver.
Okay. The girl kind of just scoops it up, walks off.
Pete, he said our,
So,
our
the orc-
is a good cause.
The orc looks at you here in this room, and like I said, the normal din of tavern conversations here and there picks back up at this point, and you're even in this busy area, you're kind of isolated in this kind of, like I said, sea of conversation. Like, when you're in a restaurant or cafeteria, and like you hear all this noise, this talking conversation, but you can't hear anything past your own table, kind of thing. He says, "Oi, my name is Drato. What are you guys doing here?"
Drato, huh? That's an odd name.
"Well, a lot of odd things here in Shady Creek. What's your name?"
My name's Jace Faraday, and I like to kill people. Spread
Roll a
that around
deception
town.
check. Roll a deception check.
Oh God, do I have any
With disadvantage. Because Jace makes a not subtle rolling of his eyes.
disadvantage?
Yeah.
I would have liked to keep that 19, but I know I'm not going to roll one again. A 16
Okay.
total.
So he says, "Well, Jace, welcome to the
All right, let me
Trench Tavern."
Let me cut in. I'm going to stop you right there. That his name is.
I'm
not
sorry,
Jace.
Thurden, what?
I
What did
am
you say,
Jace.
Thurden? He's always trying to beat me, silly humans.
He kind of chuckles. He kind of chuckles and he goes, "Hey, it doesn't really matter what your names are. I know your type."
Thurden Fart Breaker. it's bad. His parents hated him.
I believe we're gonna have to have a talk later, Thud. And you clearly have some issues that you
Why
need to
is
get
he?
out.
I looked around. I was like, why is he talking in third person again?
So he says, "Like I said, it doesn't really matter what your name is. I was just having conversation. But what I really want to know is, I heard you were looking for some work.
Aye.
It's true.
And
Preferably
If-
crushing skulls.
if you can join me and defeat me in a friendly competition, then the job may be yours.
What kind of competition?
I don't know.
And
if
he
this competition
laughs
is
and he goes, the best kind, the drinking kind.
I was born for this challenge.
He says, very well. And he said, and he raises up his hand and summons the bartender over. And he says, get ready, dwarf. Whatever your name may be, you're about to lose.
Make the ticket to Jace Faraday. Let's go.
I'm gonna slap him on his back and be like, "You got this, dude, and prove it."
I think it's Constitution, right?
And I want to give him a bardic inspiration with that.
Roll a sleight of hand.
Is this the first time an inspiration has been used on someone?
This is
Yeah.
This is
first or
groundbreaking.
I mean,
second.
you're trying to
I'm
cast
gonna-
you're trying to cast
Yeah,
a
he
spell.
used one on me, I think.
Yeah,
Well,
use
is
one on
Bardic
both.
Inspiration a spell?
He's casting something, so.
It's my encouraging words.
Okay.
Bardic inspiration is. Bonus
All right.
action,
You know what? I'll allow it.
creature
I'll allow it.
that you can
Okay.
hear gains an inspiration die.
Okay.
What is it?
There's not a somatic or anything to it.
The creature can add it to one ability check, roll, or saving throw. This can be added after seeing the roll. But before
Okay.
doing that.
All right. No, I'll allow it. Okay. So Theoden, mark it down. You have one. What is it? A D8?
It's a D8 now. Yep.
Okay.
Woo!
all
I
right.
use
what
my
level-
new Star Spangled Banner.
That's what level 5 got you. Okay.
Yep.
So now, as the drinks begin to be brought before you, that's where we're going to end tonight's session.
Oh! I was so excited. I was hoping that. Hey, this guy, this gold guy has not let me down yet, but once. So I'm gonna keep rolling.
I'm gonna have to have
I almost hate
Mrs.
to say it, but my rolls have been pretty good today too.
I'm gonna have to have Mrs. Reborn check that balance on that thing.
Yeah, she rolled a nat 20 with this thing.
So
I've been using this big one today.
I'm gonna let
Nice.
her roll.
I did use my big one as well.
I just rolled a nat 20.
What is that, Rowan?
This is the little guy that
The
came.
little
with it.
guy.
Oh, the itty bitty guy.
Lee,
Yeah,
I will let you
and-
know you rolled a nat 20 on a stealth check earlier, which is why you, which
Well,
is
you
why.
saw me and Rowan Kessler.
Oh, you
I
witnessed the
wasn't-
incident.
What,
Yeah.
what led to that?
So I went
Honestly,
in and
not what
realized.
you.
Theoden,
So I'll
Theoden-
explain.
Third and
I'll
led to
explain.
that.
Theoden.
I took the first watch. I walked in and I was trying to check on the rooms before I ended my watch, and I realized you weren't using a bed. You were just meditating in a corner, and Rowan was just in this room all by himself. And I'm like, I'm over here with Stinky Feet Pete and Ugly Jace, and so I'm like, I'm gonna just creep in here and take it. And then I was like, you know what would be even better if I just messed with Rowan. So towards the end of my shift, I scooted the bed over, which ended up waking him up. Scooted the bed over, then I went and woke Jace up. Well, by that time, Rowan sprawled out on both beds. So I came in at the end of my shift and said, and snuggled on up with him. Completely forgot you would be walking out 2 hours later.
Nice.
And you walked past us to start with, and then stealthed back in at the end of the day and seen, just
Yep,
that
yep.
morning, seen us waking
That's what
up,
happened.
drooling.
That's what happened.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
What's that, one D8?
yeah,
Okay.
1d8 bardic inspiration. So write that down somewhere, and we will get back to our drinking game in the Trench Tavern next week.
Nice.
Like it.
All right.
I thought we were gonna arm wrestle. I was gonna smoke this thing.
Nope. It's gonna be something else. So
He's never gonna let me arm wrestle anybody else ever again. That is all
Maybe
him,
not,
Unless
maybe
it's
not.
one of y'all. Unless it's one of y'all. That's the only way I get to arm wrestle now.
some,
You ever
you know,
wrestled a minotaur?
I'm
Yeah.
ready to spar you again, so I can beat
I'm
you.
down. No. I'm gonna spar this one next.
it's funny because I know you're pointing at Jace, but on mine you're pointing at me.
Yeah,
So
yeah, I know you were pointing at.
All right, both.
well, I'll just bring
I
in
will
my
spar the DM.
Luxodon Barbarian. So
Lexidon Barbarian with a plus 20 to strength. So let's go.
yeah, exactly. All right. Well, thank you all for joining us this evening. I hope you had as much fun as we did. Don't forget to go and follow all of these lovely people who are part of this party. We have Jace Faraday, played by Dr. Heels. Where can people find you?
You can find me here on Twitch at twitch.tv/Dr. Hills. Also, 2 different places on YouTube, youtube.com/thatboldlife and youtube.com/Dr. Heels.
Awesome. There's some great content there. And Rowan, played by Austin LCG. Where can they find you?
You can find me. I'm most active on Twitter, and that's _Austin LCG. I am here on Twitch. I just haven't streamed in a while, but I do plan on bringing the stream back for a game coming out very soon. And
Very nice. Very nice. Super Animal Battle Royale. Yep, that's what he's going to play.
Clunker IO.
Combo 1 and 2.
Yeah,
So-
yeah. Theoden Dawnbreaker, played by our Reborn Crusader. Where can people find you?
You can find me right here on Twitch TV at twitch.tv/Reborn Crusader.
Awesome. And Pete Flamekeeper by
Stinky.
Colin. Stinky Feet Pete.
Stinky Pete. Stinky
That's
Pete
great,
Pete.
by
I
the
like
way.
it.
That made me laugh pretty good. I am on Twitter at ColinKelsey2 and on Instagram at ColinKelsey Productions.
Awesome. And last but certainly not least, we have Lee, our intrepid monk, played by Noah.
I'm on Instagram at Noah Drew Mathis.
Awesome. And once again, my name is Seth, also known as White Fox SG. You can find me most active on Twitter as well. I do have Twitch as well, but all my time and effort goes into Hearth and Hammer. So you can follow us at Hearth and Hammer on Twitter, and click that subscribe button on YouTube, and click that follow button on Twitch, and anywhere you want to search Hearth and Hammer and find our logo, because there may be a Hearth and Hammer out there that's not us. Just saying. In those places, search Hearth and Hammer D&D, and you'll find us. But we'd love to see you there and interact with you guys. Anyway, thank you for joining. Good night, and God bless.